Las Vegas Discount.net's the best there is. Save up to 50% on your next Vegas trip. And travel, rental, shows, and tours. Find the deals you're looking for. Las Vegas Discount.net. Las Vegas Discount.net. If you're going to Vegas for deals that are the best, visit Las Vegas Discount.net.
Welcome to humanity. This is Hour 1.
Whatever it takes, we got to stop. Whatever it takes is what it took.
This is Brock Lesnar, and you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Yo, hi, this is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to listen to Fight Net Radio.
Lee Harvey Oswald, what's your name? How am I supposed to know you?
This is Frank Shamrock. You're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Hi, this is Tia, the Knockout St. John. You're listening to Fight Net Radio, and there's no way I would ever touch Lee.
This is Chuck Jackson.
I am Stephen Bonner, and you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Dan Henderson, you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Everybody, welcome to Fight Net Radio, where Lee's burning every bridge there is out there. All right.
Hi, this is Manny Pacquiao. I'll fight anybody on Fight Net.
But it's a fact. You know what I mean? How dare them even to challenge me, these fighters? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? With their primitive boxing skills. You know what I mean? They're as good as dead.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Labouche, bringing you the wonderful world of boxing. There are two shows put out every week. They feature Andrew Labouche and Bobby Capucci. Bobby Capucci does our betting show. Andrew does our boxing show and our Raider updates. And Bobby does our CIA conspiracies. Covers everything. I pushed his buttons on the last show. I might as well push your buttons on this show. So I didn't get to see... I nicely stayed off of you when the worst team in the NFL actually beat you by a field goal a week ago. How painful was it to actually have the Chargers beat you by a field goal?
Yeah, it was a pretty bad loss. Didn't know where the team was at that point. It was, did not look good for the year, Lee.
Oh, you think you're back?
Well, definitely, yeah. With the signing of Bowman and then I believe the attitude has changed with this last win. I think that when the guys got into the locker room, they found their competitive characters again, if that's what you want to say, their competitive drive. I don't think there will be any more distractions going from this point on. The Lynch thing, look, Lee, I'm going to tell you, I don't think Lynch meant it. Okay, the guy went out there. They're saying he went out there because of his friend. He tried to break up the fight. A referee grabbed him. He grabbed him back. Okay, he didn't push the man. He didn't go out there to confront the man. And I think that's why the NFL said they're not going to fine him. They have to suspend him a game because you can't teach the kids that touching refs is okay. So they had to do something, but they're not going to fine him. They already said they're not going to fine Lynch. So I don't think that it's that much of a distraction. I think it's something that just happened. Lynch let his emotions get the best of him. Right now we go to play Buffalo in Buffalo. The Raiders got to show up. They have to show up to the game. They're a better talented team than the Bills, and they need to show it next Sunday. And after that, I believe it's Miami, then a bye. And that's really big for us, Lee. Now, I'll try to get out of this quick. But that bye, we need to get to that bye, hopefully, with 2 more victories. If the Raiders can do that, they're going to go to Mexico City against New England, I believe, with a full, healthy team on that night. And so the Raiders, these next 2 weeks are really big for their season.
So I'm actually proud of your team for beating Kansas City. That's good for my Chargers.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, I got you guys on my parlay today, Lee. I'm going for the Chargers versus Denver.
They're gonna rip through Denver. Once the Chargers know how to win historically, they usually go on a run.
A little run, yeah.
Yeah, so I would expect the Chargers, till they get to their bye, to go on a bit of a run for a while. And the L.A. Rams. Can you believe the L.A. Rams? Unbelievable. An actual team. I find it entertaining. Well, that's it for football talk. Should I even ask about your fantasy team?
3-2. I did a little bit of a comeback. I'm hanging in there.
Who's
you know
your quarterback?
What I mean? Derek Carr in one league, Ben Roethlisberger in the other.
Why do you have Ben still?
That was auto-picked.
Why don't you get
there.
Eli Manning at least?
Who did I take? I do have someone on the backup. Ben's been putting up decent numbers.
No, he
Obviously,
hasn't.
the
I dropped him
no,
like the second week of the season.
Well, last week, didn't they blow up, Lee?
Yeah,
Didn't
okay,
they?
so I had to hold him for 6 weeks to blow up 1 week.
Well, I'm 3-2. I'm not mad at where he has me, but it was auto picked. I wouldn't have picked him if I would not have drafted him. Let me do my CEO.
Well,
talk.
I'm really depressed because Leonard Fournette is actually injured and out this week, and Leonard Fournette has scored so many points for me each week. But we're done with all the. There's all the fantasy talk for you guys. We did it in 6 minutes this time. Hope you guys are happy with that. We do.
They say he's the next Bo Jackson, man. But go ahead, keep going.
Maybe he could be. I don't know if he's as good as what the hell the Kansas City Chiefs have in their rookie running back. That dude's a freak. But I digress. This show's about boxing.
You talking about cunt?
Yeah, cunt.
Go
I thought
ahead,
we were
I'm
going to
sorry.
talk better on this show.
I'm sorry.
We're
I
gonna use bigger
thought
words.
that was his name. I'm sorry.
It's Hunt.
Hunt. That's it. That's it.
The guy who ripped through your bad running defense?
Not anymore. 54, baby. Is it 54 or 53?
Dude, he got 150 yards. I think he did just fine.
I don't give a shit. That when you lose, you did not do just fine. No way.
Okay.
We stopped them. Hey, look at Bowman got us out of 1 3rd and 6, a huge play that we did not have in these last 6 weeks. And then Mac showed up on the next one on a 3rd down that got us off the field. So I think the Raiders are going to be doing okay as long as the team stays healthy. Lee, go ahead.
Well, let's talk boxing.
Yes, sir.
Because that's why people listen to the show. And since there's not much going on this week, and I'm lucky in LA, I've got a 10 o'clock game and a 1 o'clock game, and I'm still strongly debating whether or not I should go to the Charger game today. Here's the great thing about an LA football team. You can leave at 12 o'clock and be in your seat on time for a 1 o'clock game. Gotta love football. Nobody still likes the Chargers. I respect that. But I digress. There was boxing last night on HBO. First and foremost, live, Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, because Andrew didn't put it on his list. I'll cover it.
Nice. Go ahead.
Double Z, I'm only going to call him Double Z because that's all I can pronounce, who was managed by former world champion Ricky Hatton. I'm doing this off the top of my head, Andrew. This is very impressive. Fought a guy by the name of Burnett to open up the card. As you are well aware, I think that Eddie Hearn, I would straight up kiss his ass if I met the man in public. I think he is reinvigorating European boxing. He is now coming into the U.S. If he comes into the U.S. and does the same thing he's done in London, we are in for some amazing boxing.
Lee, real fast, in my opinion, we're going to talk about it later. What Eddie Hearn got going for him, Lee, is his fighters are willing to fight. Okay?
Yeah, they are. He did it last night with Zinzat and Burnett. These are guys who had
They're
both
getting paid and they want a legacy. Go
Right.
ahead.
So both of these guys were champions. They were both on their first title defense. So what's Eddie Hearn do? You guys are going to unify the titles right out of the gate. It was the dullest fight I have ever seen in my entire life. And if you didn't know this last night on cable, Batman was on, Kill Bill was on, and trust me,
It was not that bad. Will you stop?
Dude, it was the
Kill
first
Bill?
4 rounds. Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 were on last night.
All right.
You don't like Kill Bill?
No, I'm just saying that took over the live fight. You're saying that was brought more entertainment.
Well,
than
and
this?
Batman will always win, in my book. What's the T-shirt motto? Always be yourself unless you can be Batman. Then always be Batman. Well, here's how it works for boxing. Always watch boxing unless Batman's on. Then watch back Batman and go back and watch recorded boxing. Just my motto. It seems to always work out for me. Besides, HBO statistically puts on shitty fights. I'm just being honest.
Right? Hey, you know what? Last night looked like the beginning of something not good, right? Last night
first
it's
three
just
rounds
like a
were
head scratcher.
awful.
This is HBO. This is HBO. We're paying for this, people.
So, for those of you who didn't watch Burnett completely and systematically, okay, first of all, here's what I saw. I wouldn't want Ricky Hatton as my manager ever. He has no care for me in the corner. Like, he throws water at his guy and basically slaps a pound of Vaseline on the front of his guy's face and just spouts crazy stuff and then gets out of the ring.
Right.
Like, if you watch guys in the corner, they get ice, they get cooled down, they get their wounds checked. You know, they're talking strategy. I don't even know if Zunzat's actual language is English. He's just sort of nodding his head. But he looked lost in the ring. His manager looked lost in the ring. I mean,
like his trainer, very one-dimensional.
Very one-dimensional. He had holding, and he had inside boxing like his coach. And that was his whole game plan. Burnett didn't even have to keep his guard up. Did anybody watch this fight besides me? The dude actually fought rounds with his hands at his hip, shooting at him like, I want to say that it was almost like watching, who are the brothers? Like a Ruelas fight. Like they're shooting from the hip. Like weird old school Ruelas style, you know, popping.
Even a poor-man's Lomachenko, I think you could even
that's another
say,
good way to look at it.
Yeah.
You know that where you're firing from your hips with your hands out and using your face to bait with because you think you've got crazy fast speed? Well, if I get in the ring with a guy that I know is that slow, like
slow, short arms,
dude,
limited
plus he was
defense.
a whole human being, larger.
He just brings it. That it's sort of like Hatton, you know.
Burnett
Hatton
was Burnett was a whole human being larger. I mean, it was ridiculous. And Burnett won, no surprise. They both had to go to the hospital, which I find amusing, because I can't even tell if anybody got hit in that fight. But Burnett is now a unified champion. Okay.
No, they were trading.
Which takes us to Machado Corrales, right? That was next up? It was Andrade.
No, it was Andrade.
It was Andrade.
Yeah, Andrade.
Andrade.
Yeah, Andrade.
Two-time junior middleweight world champion Demetrius Boo Boo.
Boo Boo.
Boo Boo, and it's handwritten on his trunks. Boo Boo.
That's so much better.
Boo Boo. Boo Boo took on nobody, but he did dominate nobody. So I don't know where they found Alantez Fox, but his 23-1 record clearly demonstrates that those 23 fights were against nobody. In the first round, Andrade landed a strong left hook, which hurt Fox. He basically sat back, picked him apart, and took a 12-round one-sided lopsided decision, 118-110, 118-109, and 116-111. It was reported by Fight News by Eric somebody or other. Is that shitting on a writer?
Bolter?
Are we actually quoting other writers now?
Well, it's on there. It's on the report.
I mean, we actually sound like a real news show at that point if we actually...
You are doing a fine job. Don't get off track.
Fight News reporter Eric Boder... Fight News by Eric Boder of DeBella Entertainment that Fox went to the hospital afterwards to get treated for a possible dislocated left shoulder. The victorious Andre told Fight News exclusively that he hasn't decided yet if he'll stay at middleweight. We'll see what happens, said Andrade. He also hasn't given up his WBA regular super welterweight title yet either. All right, let's talk about the workmanlike boo-boo fight, which, again, if you're asking me if Kill Bill or The Dark Knight Returns was better, dude, Batman was better than Andrade.
I would have changed it if I would have known Kill Bill was on. You know what? I didn't look at the TV guide.
Dude, and it was like
schedule.
a vice. Yeah, it was hot. It was right.
Lee, listen, I watched the fight because I was trying to
Did
see
you know John
something.
Wick premiered last night?
Yes, I did watch
Did you watch
that.
it? All right.
Yeah.
Good job. First time watching it?
Yes, sir.
It's great, right?
Oh, yeah, just like this first one. He actually, he does
He kills
one of the
more
best.
people in this. Let us all give you your review. He kills more in this.
He's a great shot. He practices his scenes.
His jiu-jitsu is not bad. His actual jiu-jitsu was not bad.
And have you ever seen him live though with live guns on a what do you say, shooting range?
No, is he a good
He's
shot?
badass. Yeah, he hits targets from everywhere.